All right, troops. This is Red Baron again, coming back. Today we're going to be talking about some fighter and bomber techniques, training tips. I would label this as probably intermediate, maybe leaning towards an advanced level play. I'll be the first to admit I am absolutely not an aircraft wizard. I've learned a lot from some higher level players that I've had opportunity to play with. I think my biggest advice, get into larger games with people that really know how to use their planes. They'll teach you a ton. So today I'm going to target just three things for you. We're going to talk about what to do with small groups of bombers, what to do around the AI, and what to do specifically for strategic bombing areas. So small groups of fighters, small groups of bombers. I consider small anything certainly less than a dozen. What I'm doing with these, I'm using these for rapid response. So as I was clearing the Saudi Arabian Peninsula in this map, I was using these for three specific purposes. One, the one that a lot of people realize and know, I'm using it to scout my coastline for the subs that one of the nearby pests was sending in. So I'm using these enough to go out and sink the lone couple subs. I can snag them pretty fast. It works really well. A second unknown thing that some people don't realize is that the fighter has the capability of flying over top of any level fort, and just like it can see an invisible sub, you can see all the troops inside of the fort. The nice thing, you can see it as you fly over. So if I were to take this fighter group and I were to move it and fly, so if I'm flying in this direction, and if there was an enemy city in between them, as I fly over, I'm going to be able to see what's inside the city. You do not have to patrol. All you have to do is be within the patrol radius. And so if I'm in the patrol range of that, I would be able to see anything that's inside of that city. So that's point number one, reconnaissance, attacking subs, and basically looking ahead to see what can you sack with your tanks, your armored cars, your cavalry, what do you need to bring artillery in for, or perhaps you just want to reach out and sink it pretty quick with a small group of fighters, bombers. Second group, I'm going to look over here. I would consider these absolutely overkill stacks. So we know that damage is really maximized at a stack of 20. And by 50, you stop doing damage. After the 50th unit, you are doing nothing with that stack. So you would ask, Baron, why are you overstacking these? Simply put, I'm overstacking these because I'm fighting AI. This has been a relatively brainless area of the map, and I'm looking to just continue cutting off some AI, keeping a shield wall over here. I'm keeping rapid response in case something happens. But the reality, I'm not doing a lot of aggressive moves with these. So what I like about fighters and bombers, they stack up hit points very fast. And a lot of ground units don't do very, very good damage against the air. Those exceptions being, of course, the armored car and the balloon. But with these oversized stacks, I'm able to cruise along, take out AI strongholds, prevent roads of ingress, so that if anything goes to come back, I'm doing substantial damage before they get close to my main stacks. It should be noted, one of the things that bombers inherently do, they destroy morale. So you're going to see that both of these provinces that I've been patrolling over, their morale is dead. These provinces are prone to revolting. So a word of caution, if you're trying to take sensitive areas, if you leave these on patrol at day change, you're going to lose these and they'll likely revolt to somebody else. So depending on if you have teammates or not, you may lose these in an unattended revolt. Now, the third, and this is really where I want to go with this video. So I want to remind you, reconnaissance, inspecting, spying, finding outposts, battling AI and rapid response. But this is one of the best areas that I love fighters and bombers. And I've been developing and trying to develop a better air game through the last 6 to 8 months. One of the biggest things I'd like to point out is, when does a bomber do damage and when does a bomber not do damage to the buildings that you have it focused on? So I'm going to zoom in. Not too long ago, this was a level 5 fort. You can see that the morale is declining. The enemy has 3 artillery in there. And really what I want to do, I want to knock this city out so that I have an easy run in with my few cav, few tanks. I could certainly just stack up my heavies and I could run at that. He doesn't have a lot, but I really don't want to fight, and there's the benefit. The benefit is now I can see with my 13 fighters here, I can see that he has enough heavies and lights that I'm glad that I didn't run that fort. There's no need for that loss because I can wait. So what I'm doing is I'm patrolling in order to take the buildings out first. And you'll note my received damage is negligible. There's really not a whole lot in there. He has no balloons. He has no AC. He has nothing really defending that from a good air attack. This is an ideal take the structures out. Conversely, we're going to go to its neighbor to the north. There was an area up here that not too many days ago, there was an airstrip that I really wanted the airstrip. So you could argue, are there moments where I don't want to destroy the buildings? So assuming there's an airstrip on this province, I don't want to lose the airstrip, but I do want to take out the 8 troops. If I run in with anything that does substantial damage, so if I look at these 8 small tanks, if I run the 8 light tanks in, I'm going to do 126 points of damage. And if there's an airstrip and not much else, I risk losing that airstrip. Typically, you'll see that, of course, the railways go down fast, the forts will go down fast. You lose airstrips pretty easy also. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prevent the loss of buildings. I want to point out my patrol location is not on the province. I'm patrolling off of the province, but within the blue circle of patrol radius. So in this instance, if I want to take out the buildings, simply patrol in any other location. That wouldn't do it. That location right there, I could patrol here, right? And you'll notice the patrol origin is changing here. That's because I'm outside of my range. That's what's going on there. But if I patrol anywhere inside of this, if I patrol inside that province, I will be doing damage to the buildings. That's the point that we want to come to in today's lesson. On a different topic, we're going to be coming back to when to patrol, why to patrol, and when to attack, and what happens after attack. But that's not the point of today's video. So in recap, reconnaissance, find the subs, look inside the forts, rapid response, clearing out mass areas of AI, and then significantly against human counterparts, clearing out buildings and specific strategic structures in a highly efficient manner with mass damage and minimal casualties taken. You'll notice in this map, I've got an odd stack up on a ton of things. Really what I was after here, I'm intentionally and specifically going after what does this do to amplify my kill death. So if I want to look at my KD ratio, in this map, I was hoping and aiming for, I want to see a KD up above 20. And what I'm finding is the sheer volume of troops that those bombers can take out more than accounts for that. I've played games where I've seen high-level players have a 24-26 kill-death ratio. I was always amazed how were they able to do that. Now I'm finding a big part of it is the big air game. So you're going to see that big stacks of fighters and bombers, they're going to start escalating your kill-death ratio. You're going to have much better health on your units. And the intriguing thing is what I've been able to do in here is with a lack of infantry. I have very little infantry in this area. I've kept them all back. And all of my infantry are hovering in the back because in the morale map, you would see that with a number of these provinces, I got them to revolt. And so I looked ahead. I found areas that I could take out. I got 6 and 8 revolted provinces. Immediately, they have a much higher morale rate. And I'm using those as garrisons and locales that I can station my large banks of troops, not have a huge morale hit. And then when the enemy moves to the front ground, I have fresh troops coming in. So with all of that, I'm hoping you enjoy a little bit of looking at the air game. On a different episode, whenever I have a good explanation point, I'll show you about targeting rather than patrolling, when to do it, and specifically what's the advantage and what's the disadvantage. On that, this is Red Baron signing out. We'll talk to you next time.